Okay. I am A.k.m. Assistant Professor of English, Gaibandha, Adarsha College. Today, I like to take my English classes for my 11th class students. Dear student, you know that you have to study English first paper and English second paper. Today, I like to lecture on English second paper on grammar portion, that is changing sentences. But at the beginning, I remind you that you have to consult with notebooks in our market. But there are many notebooks in our market on our English subject. But for you all, for the first time, I suggest you to buy a model question, English model question by Panjiri publication. You, the all student, will collect this English model question by Panjiri publication for the first time. Later on, you may consult with all model questions in our market. All model questions are well published, I think, but for your betterment, at first you have to go through all model questions. Later on, you may consult with another all model questions in our market. So, now I like to discuss grammar, that is one item, changing sentence. Today, I like to lecture on changing sentence. Changing sentence. But in this aspect, there are many items. Today, I like to discuss simple to complex sentence. Simple to complex sentence. I like to cite an example for your better information. Number one, Rana was the people walking quickly. At first, you have to find out what type of sentence it is. The sentence is Rana watched the people walking quickly. Here, Rana, this is the subject. And the rest of the sentence is called the predicate. In a predicate, you have to know that there must be a principal verb. That principal verb functions as the heart of the sentence. Here, watched, this is the principal verb. Principal verb, but in the transitive form. That is why we may call it VT, verb transitive. Because this verb possesses the object, people. This is the object. But IO, indirect object. This is the living body. Later on, we can find out that after this object, there is a present participle. Walking, this is the present participle. Present participle. Present participle. Quickly, this is the verb. In a simple sentence, there must be a subject and a predicate, as well as a principal. That is why we may call this sentence a simple sentence. We have to make it complex. Make it complex. Make it complex. What is called a complex sentence? In a complex sentence, there must be a main clause and at least a subordinate clause. So, we have to make another subordinate clause for our complex sentence. Here, at the beginning, we may write down the main clause, that is Rana. Rana was the people. Rana was the people. This is the main clause. Later on we have to prepare the subordinate clause from the present participle. Walking. Here, this present participle is related to the object, that is I of the people. The people, this is the object, and this object can dominate the present participle. That is why we have to prepare the another subordinate clause from this present participle. So we have to connect the subject for the subordinate clause. The people, this is the object. Later on, we may write down the subject of the subordinate clause who. Here, who refers the object, the people. Who walking, this is the present participle form. That is why the subordinate clause will be in the present past continuous tense. Here, was, this is the past form. So, subordinate clause will be in the past continuous tense. So, who, where. Here, who refers to the people, this word, the plural form. So, we have to use the be verb in the plural form. Who were walking. Who were walking quickly. Quickly. Who were walking quickly. This is the subordinate clause. Subordinate clause. Here, Rama was the people. This is the main clause. This is the main clause. At the beginning, I have already informed you that in a complex sentence, there must be two clauses, one main clause and at least one subordinate clause. In this sentence, we can find out that Rana was the people, this is the main clause, and who are walking quickly, this is the subordinate clause. So, this is the complex sentence. Later on, I will discuss another example. The another example is that number 2. The people carrying carrying the people carrying a load carrying a load. The people carrying a load walked slowly. Make it complex. Make it complex. This is the simple sentence. Why? Because the people, this is the subject, carrying a load walked slowly. This is the predicate. You should know that in a predicate there must be a principal verb. Here, walked, this is the principal verb. Principal. But this principal verb is in the intransitive form because what this verb does not possess the object. So, what? This is the VI, verb. Similarly, this is the adverb. Here, carrying a load, what is it? Carrying, this is the present participle. Present participle. Present participle. And a load, this is the object of the carry verb. This is the object. Object of the carry verb. So, carrying a load at a time, we can call it present participle phrase. Present participle phrase. We have to make it complex sentence. How? Here remains a main clause. We have to prepare another subordinate clause. And from this present participle phrase, we have to collect the main verb of the subordinate clause, and we have to prepare another subject of the subordinate clause. Okay, you may look at the blackboard. Here, in the complex sentence, at first we may write down the subject of the main clause, the people. The people, this is the subject of the main clause. From this present participle phrase, we have to prepare the subordinate clause. So we have to write down the subject of the subordinate clause. The people dominate the verb of the present participle form, that is carry. So we may write down the subject of the present of the subordinate clause who, because who refers the subject, the people. Who, here what, this is the past form, so verb will be the past form in the plural form, because the people, this is the plural form. Here the subordinate clause will be past continuous tense. Who were carrying, a load. A load. Who are carrying a load. This is the subordinate clause. Subordinate clause. Subordinate clause. Subordinate clause. Here, this is the subject of the main clause, and the main verb will be what. Walk slowly.
What this is the principal verb that is here from the main clause. Here, who are carrying a load is the subject clause, and the people and what solely. This is the main clause. Main clause. Here, we are able to prepare the another subject clause. So this is called the complex sentence. Today, okay. This is the end of my class. By the next time, I will meet you again, inshallah.